We will be discussing important concept of compatibility equations and Airy stress function. From this concept, almost every year they have asked, the question, and we will see. Okay, like once we discuss what kind of questions they have asked. So let's move to the first, which is compatibility equation. So what is the compatibility equation? See, in basic elasticity, guys, we have 6 strain component, and those strain component we have written in terms of displacement u, v, and w. You guys remember, right? There are 3 normal strain. So what is those normal strain? Epsilon x, epsilon y, and epsilon z. So epsilon x is what? Dou u by dou x. Epsilon y is what? Dou v by dou y. And epsilon z is what? Dou w by dou z. So these are my 3 what? Normal strain, and then we have 3 shear strain. So what is that? Gamma xy is what? Dou v by dou x plus dou u by dou y. Then we have gamma yz, which is dou w by dou y plus dou v by dou z, and then gamma zx, which is dou u by dou z plus dou w by dou x. So you can see there are 3 normal strain and there 3 shear strain. Now there my deformable body, okay, should be like the displacement should be continuous. Okay, like when body deform, there should not be any void. Okay, the body remains continuous, okay, during deformation, and there is no void. So that means if you take any point in deformable body, your u, v, and w must be continuous and single valued function, must be continuous and single valued function. So from here itself they have asked one questions, what compatibility equation represent. Okay, so compatibility equation is nothing but your continuity equation in solid mechanics. What it says, in your deformable body, your displacement u, v, w must be continuous, and these are single valued function. What is the single valued function, guys? What is the meaning of single valued function? At a particular point, you cannot have two values of u. At a particular point, u should be unique, v should be unique, w should be unique. So that is what single valued function. And we know u will be also function of x, y, z. Similarly, v is also function of x, y, z, and w is also function of x, y, z. Okay, so these are your function of space, but these functions are continuous and single valued. Now, so this is whole about compatibility equations. Now we need to derive our compatibility equation first in strain form. Okay, from this they have asked question in GATE 2020. Okay, in GATE 2020 there is a question from compatibility equation. I am audible to everyone, right? Okay, okay, let's so how we derive that compatibility equation, we will see. So we derive this from our strain displacement relation. So we know what is my strain in xy plane. My strain in xy plane is what? Gamma xy, and it is what? Dou v by dou x plus dou u by dou y. Now what we have to do, we have to differentiate this with respect to x and y. So once we differentiate with respect to x and y, we will get this equation. Now, since my u, v and w are what? Continuous function. So whenever any function is continuous, we can change, derivative operator. Is it clear? From mathematics, right? From mathematics, we can always change. See here, yeah. We can always reshuffle what? Derivatives. Is it clear? So what we see here, my dou square gamma xy by dou x dou y, dou square by dou x square dou v by dou x. Okay, so it is actually dou v by dou y, guys. It is okay, what I say, it is dou v by dou y, and then dou square by dou y square dou u by dou x. Is it clear? Is this equation clear? This is like dou square by dou x square dou v by dou y is what? Epsilon y. Then dou square upon dou y square is what? Epsilon x. Is it clear? So this is your first, this is my first compatibility equation. This is my first compatibility equation, and it is for what? XY plane. Similarly, I can write for YZ and ZX. So you can see here, this is for your XZ plane and this is for YZ plane. So in XZ plane, it is what? Gamma xz. So it is differentiated with respect to x and z. Dou square by dou x square, it is epsilon z. Then dou square by dou z square, it is epsilon x. Is it clear? Same way, dou y and dou z here. So dou square upon dou y square is epsilon z, and then dou square by dou z square is epsilon y. So we can remember these three equations: gamma xy, gamma xz, gamma yz. So you can see xz. So your operator with respect to x and z, then first x square term comes, z square. For with x square term, z term will come, and with z square, x term will come. Is it clear? You guys can speak up also. Okay, you guys can speak also if there is any concern. Now guys, once you know these three compatibility equation, these are what? These equations are from shear strain to normal strain form. Okay, these are from shear strain to normal strain form. Now what we will write? Next three sets of equation we will write reverse. Reverse means what? Normal strain to shear strain form. Okay, so how we can do? It is simple. It's more of derivation, differentiation. So we know gamma xy already. What is your gamma xy? It is dou u by dou y plus dou v by dou x. Now I can differentiate it with respect to x and z, and then also I can differentiate with respect to y and x, and then add it. So you will see these are my two equation. Now this is gamma xy. Then I took gamma zx. What is my gamma zx here? It is dou w upon dou x plus dou u by dou z. So you can see this is what my summation, and here again when you differentiate u, now what has to be done again? Since your u, v, w are continuous, so you can change your operator of derivation whenever there is a, see what I mean, whenever any function which is continuous. So what I mean, if you write dou square dou x dou y f will be equal to, of course, dou square dou y dou x f. Am I correct? Where f is a continuous function. Is it clear? Okay, so same thing has been done here. You can see now what I have opened the bracket, we have opened the bracket and then rearrange the derivative term. Now here this side what, dou by dou x is common. So you can see here dou gamma xy. Here it is gamma xy differentiated with respect to z. Here it is gamma xz differentiated with respect to y. Now here the first term dou square dou z dou y dou u by dou x. So from where it is coming, guys, you can see here this last term. Okay, or you can see from here also. Right, now here again you can see this term coming from here and this, and then rearranging derivative. So you can see it is 2 times dou square dou y dou z. What is dou u by dou x? What is the dou u by dou x? What is the dou u by dou x? It is epsilon x. Okay, now here this is the last term. What is dou v by dou z plus dou w by dou y? It is nothing but your gamma yz. Now you can see here this is what gamma. Now this one term. So what next has to be done? This term bring this side. Okay, and finally you'll get in this form. So I will explain this form. What I did, throughout you can take dou by dou x common, because here you can see it is a dou square by dou x square term. Okay, now from here when you take this term on left hand side, it will have negative sign. So this is equal to this minus this. So and I can take dou by dou x outside. Then what you got? The first term is dou by dou z gamma xy plus dou gamma xz by dou y minus dou gamma yz by dou x. Now I'll tell you guys how to remember this in easy form. How to remember this fourth equation in easier way. So what is the equation 2? Now when I write my normal strain in x direction, so what derivative will it will come? Y and z. You can see y and z. Since it is in x direction, so my bracket outside it will be x, dou by dou x. Now the first term will be negative because it is about x. So whichever is a normal strain, that particular term will be negative. Okay, and then it is dou by dou x. Since here x, so it will come y and z. So it is gamma y and z. Then plus what it will come? Dou by dou y, and it will be gamma xz plus dou by dou z, it will be gamma xy. You can see this. Got it or not? Is it clear? You can see my strain in x direction. So my here derivative will be y and z. Then here the first it is dou by dou z. Since it's in x direction, first term will be negative term. Then x, y, z. It is x, so yz, it is y, so xz, it is z, so xy. Clear? Is it clear? See, they may ask for 1 mark. Okay, they may give 4 equation and they will ask which all are correct compatibility equations, which all are correct compatibility equation. So earlier these 3 is what? Shear strain to normal strain. This is what? Normal strain to shear strain form. Now I have written 4th, 5th and 6th I can write similarly. How I can write 5th and 6th? I will give the trick. So first it is 2, then it is dou square epsilon y. It is epsilon y, so it will come x and z. X and z. Now since it is a y, so it will be first term y. First term will be positive because it is in y direction, right? So x, so it will be yz, then negative y because it is here epsilon y, so it is dou y, so it is gamma zx plus dou by dou z gamma xy. Is it clear? This equation you can see guys here. Without looking to here, I can write same way. I can write last equation which is epsilon z. So epsilon z means it should be gamma x gamma y, then first z term, then positive term, negative term, then gamma xy, gamma zx, gamma yz. Is it easy to remember? So these 3 another compatibility equation. So there are total 6 compatibility equation. 1 from normal strain to these are normal strain to shear strain, and earlier these are shear strain to normal strain. You can see here it is what? Here it is dou square, so it is x and y, so it is gamma xy is equal to dou square by dou x square, so it will be epsilon y, and then dou square by dou y square, it will be epsilon x. So these are the easier way to remember compatibility equations. Anyone has any doubt here? Okay, now this is for 3-dimensional. Okay, this is for 3-dimensional stress system. Now here we have written our compatibility equation in strain form. In strain form. These can be written in stress form also. Okay, these can be written in stress form, and we will do it for 2-dimensional stress system. Okay, for 2D stress system, my same compatibility equation I will write in stress form also. Now before that, if you take 2-dimensional case, how many compatibility equation you guys will have for 2-dimensional case? You can see there are total 6, but out of 6 you will see there is only one non-zero compatibility equation. Why one? Because if you see all other equation, you will see the z derivative. You will see the z derivative. Since we take 2-dimensional case, there should not be any variation, okay, of strain in respect to z direction. Okay, means you are not considering your third direction. So my only compatibility equation for 2-dimensional case is what? This alone. So now what I'm going to do, I'll write my compatibility equation for 2D stress system in stress form. Okay, in stress form. So I know my equilibrium equation, guys. You guys remember these are equilibrium equation? You guys remember or not? We have done, these are my equilibrium equations. Okay, now I know my compatibility equation for two-dimensional stress system is what? Dou square dou x dou y gamma xy is equal to what? Dou square by dou x square epsilon y plus dou square by dou y square epsilon x, right? So this is what your compatibility equation. Now first we will consider plane stress problem. So for plane stress problem, I know my gamma xy, which is what? Tau xy by g, and I know E is what? 2g into 1 plus nu. So I can write my gamma xy in terms of E, modulus of elasticity. I also know my strain in x and y direction for plane stress problem. Right, now what I have to do, you see here you have what is the variable here? Epsilon x, epsilon y and gamma xy. So I'll write epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy in form of what? Sigma x, sigma y and tau xy or sigma xy. You can see here I have substituted all this from stress strain relationship, and then we have rearranged it. After rearranging, what I can do, this is my one equation, right? So I have rearranged this equation and I differentiated with respect to x. You can see same way my equation 2, my equilibrium equation, rearranged and differentiated with respect to y. Now from this equation 5th and 6th, I can write this dou square tau xy upon dou x dou y, same way this in this equation. Is it clear? Is it clear? You can see I added equation 5 and 6, you'll get this. Now this 2 dou square tau xy upon dou x dou y, substitute in equation 4. Look into these equations, guys. Look into these equations quickly. Okay, when you substitute in equation 4, after rearranging all the term, you will get this final equation. This final equation is what? My compatibility equation for plane stress problem in stress form. It is what? In stress form. Is it clear? Same way, if I take plane strain condition, my compatibility equation will be equation 9. Okay, so clear? So what is the difference? Here 1 plus nu is in numerator, here 1 plus nu is coming in denominator. Remaining all are same. What is here capital X and capital Y, guys? We have discussed. These are my body forces per unit length in X and Y direction. Now in the absence of body forces, if my capital X and capital Y are 0, so what you'll have? Your equation will become dou square sigma x plus sigma y is equal to 0. Clear? Is this clear? In the absence of body force, it is what? Dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square sigma x plus sigma y is equal to 0. Is it okay? So this is all about compatibility equation. Now the most important concept comes after this is what? Airy stress function. From airy stress function, what is your dou square, guys? What is dou square is known as? What is the dou square is known as? It is a Laplace operator, right? It's a Laplace function. Okay, so you can see in the absence of body forces, both plane stress and plane strain condition satisfy what? It's a biharmonic condition. What is this? Laplacian operator, right? So it's a biharmonic condition in the absence of body forces, both plane stress and plane strain problem. Now further, there is one something called Airy stress function. So Airy stress function is given by what? English mathematician Airy. What is said, in the absence of body forces, my compatibility equation is what? Dou square sigma x plus dou y equal to 0. And what is your equilibrium equations? These are your equilibrium equation. Is it clear? Is it clear? So he told further, I can write stresses in terms of one function, and that function is called Airy stress function, and that function will say your sigma x will be equal to dou square phi by dou y square. This sigma y is equal to dou square phi by dou x square, and your tau xy is what? Minus dou square phi by dou x dou y. This is what? Your Airy stress function. So your Airy stress function will give you these three stresses, which is what? Normal stress in x and y direction and your shear stress. Now these stresses will satisfy this biharmonic equation. These stresses will satisfy this biharmonic equation. Please guys, substitute the sigma x and sigma y in this biharmonic equation. What you'll get? You'll get this equation. So now further this equation says what? Further this equation says what? You can take phi common, you can take phi common, you can take phi common, then what you'll get? Dou square dot dou square phi, which is nothing but what? Dou power 4 phi, right? And if I expand that equation, what I'll get? Dou power 4 phi upon dou x power 4 plus 2 dou power 4 phi upon dou x square dou y square plus dou power 4 phi upon dou y power 4 is equal to 0. So what is biharmonic equation? What is the biharmonic equation? Anyone? What is the harmonic? Anyone? It is the property of differential equation. Anyone? What is the biharmonic or harmonic equation? You guys tell. Anyone? What is the harmonic function? Yes, exactly. The degree is same. Okay. The degree is same. Okay. Of all the term. You can see in my equation, all the term has fourth degree. Okay, so this is from differential equation property. Okay, and Laplacian operator is used in your fluid mechanics also, right? Laplacian operator is used in fluid mechanics also. It is also used in electromagnetic. Okay, it is also used in electromagnetic. So you can see here also in solid mechanics also it is used in airy stress function. Yeah, velocity potential function. So same way this is what your airy stress function, and it comes from compatibility equation. So compatibility equation is nothing but what? It is continuity equation in solid mechanics. Is it clear? Is this clear till here? Any doubt? Now this is most important. See this equation and these three are most important. Okay. Many time in GATE aerospace they have asked questions from what? Airy stress function. Almost 7 or 8 times. How many times in last 10 years? 7 or 8 times there is a questions from airy stress function, including in GATE 2020. In GATE 2020, in fact, they asked two questions. Okay, one mark, two questions. One is from compatibility equation and one is from airy stress function. So we will discuss those questions. Let's see the questions. So read the first questions. The compatibility condition in theory of elasticity ensures that. What is the answer? What is the answer? Let's 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 see these questions, everyone, and we do polling. So 4 people has not answered. Gokul, Anusha, Abhilas, Saurabh. Can you guys quickly answer? Quickly answer. Anusha. Okay. Okay, fine. So what is the answer? C should be the answer. Now discuss why C should be the answer. See the compatibility in various direct and shear stress. There is nothing meaning of compatibility between stresses. There is no meaning of compatibility between stresses. It cannot be the answer. Relationship between stresses and strengths are consistent with constitutive relation. Do you think compatibility says that? No. When we discuss the compatibility equation, what it said, your deformation body is continuous and there is no void. That means your displacement field is continuous and single valued. C is the correct answer. Now look into D. Stresses satisfy biharmonic equation. This is not from compatibility equation. It is only in absence of body forces. Only in absence of body forces, and that is that is only in absence of body forces. So what is the correct answer? Those who gave D, who gave D, who gave the D answer? Stresses satisfied biharmonic equation only in absence of body forces. That is from Airy stress function. It is not from compatibility equation. Okay, clear? Is it clear? Anyone has any concern here? Okay, no issue. So let's move to next problem. You guys read the next problem. We will discuss. Give me one moment. Let's see in the next problem. Okay, guys, read the questions. What it says: which of the following statement about the compatibility equations are true? P is what? Strain compatibility equation must be satisfied in the solution of three-dimensional problem in elasticity. 6 strains are defined in terms of 3 displacement function and can have arbitrary values. Compatibility equations are an expression of continuity of the displacement. So which is correct? Which is the correct? I think P and R is correct. So what is the answer? C. Why? Can you have arbitrary value? Can you have displacement arbitrary? No. It is single valued. It is single valued. Strains are defined in 3 displacement. That is fine. But it cannot have arbitrary values. Displacement has to be single valued. My statement P is also correct. My compatibility must be satisfied in 3-dimensional problem, right? Because it ensures continuity of the displacement. It ensures continuity of the displacement. And anyway, R is correct, right? Because expression of continuity of the displacement. So what is the correct answer? What is the correct answer? Let's do poll. Abhilash, you have not answered yet. So Q cannot be the correct answer. Q is not correct because your displacement has to be single value. So C is the answer. Let's move next. What it says, this is from GATE 2020. Consider the plane strain epsilon xx and epsilon yy and gamma xy. The relationship between A and B needed for this strain field to satisfy the compatibility condition is. the compatibility condition is. So first, what is the compatibility condition for plane strain? In terms of strain, it is dou square by x dou y gamma xy is equal to dou square dou x square epsilon y plus dou square dou y square epsilon x. Is it clear? Now they have given everything in terms of x and y. We can differentiate my strain and equate. Do it, guys. Do it. So first, what is your gamma xy? It is bxy plus y. So what is your dou square by dou x dou y gamma xy will be b. What is your epsilon y? It is ax square plus y. So what is dou square by dou x square epsilon y is 2a. Am I correct? So 2ax then 2a. What is epsilon x? It is a y square plus x. So what is dou square by dou y square epsilon x is 2a. So what is the answer? B equal to 4a, right? Why? Because from this equation I will get b equal to 2a plus 2a. So what is b equal to 4a? Now tell me, is it tough questions? So this is the A option, B option, C option, D option. Is it tough? So let's do poll. Sorry, not this. Okay, B is not correct. I have given wrongly. So the poll, I will do repoll. So D is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. Okay, so let's see. Right. D is the correct answer. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. So let's move to next problem. Yeah. What it says? Which one of the following condition needs to be satisfied for phi equal to ax power 4 plus by power 4 plus cxy cube to be considered as an Airy stress function? So what Airy stress function do? We know Airy stress function is what? Dou power 4 phi is equal to 0. So what is dou power 4 phi? Is 4 phi dou 4 plus 2 dou 4 phi dou x square dou y square plus dou 4 phi dou y power 4 is equal to 0. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now here phi is given in terms of x and y. You substitute phi in this equation, differentiate phi with respect to x and y respective and equate to 0. You will get one condition. So what I'll get? Dou square Dou power 4 phi upon dou x power 4 is what? Differentiate this with respect to x 4 times. So you'll get first 4ax cube, then 12ax square, then 24, right? So I'll get 24. Am I correct? Am I correct? I'll get 24a. So it is what? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Then dou power 4 phi dou y power 4 is what? 24b, and dou power 4 upon dou x square dou y square is what? 0. So what I'll get? 24a plus 24b is equal to 0. So from here a plus b is equal to 0. So what is the answer? What is the answer, guys? What is the answer? A plus b equal to 0. So B is the answer, B is the answer, B is the answer. Let's do poll. So is it tough question? Is it tough question? It's a very easy, right? So easy 2 marks. There were easy 2 marks for anyone who have just understand concept of compatibility equation and Airy stress function. There is no rocket science involved in this. So let's do the poll result. Okay, so let's move to next problem. Yeah, so next problem is bit good problem, and it is also from one of the previous year's paper. What it says, read it. Which of the following Airy stress functions could satisfy the given boundary conditions, assuming constant value of sigma xx equal to p, sigma yy equal to q, and tau xy equal to r along the boundaries. Now guys, we know from Airy stress function, my sigma xx is what? Dou square phi by dou y square. Your sigma yy is what? Dou square phi by dou x square, and your tau xy is what? Minus dou square phi upon dou x dou y. Is it clear? Now you have 4 function. You have 4 function, out of which only one, out of these 4, only one will give me these values. Only one will give me these values. Try guys, try it. So if I use my first one, if I use my first one, if I use A, what I'll get? Sigma xx will come as q, which is not correct. So A is not correct. Now look into B. Now B if I use B, my sigma xx is coming as P, my sigma yy is coming q, but my tau xy will come minus r, which is not correct. Now if I use the C, I sigma xx will come p, sigma yy, if you differentiate you'll get q, and my tau xy is coming as r. So this is the correct. Now check for D. If you check D, D and A will give sigma xx as q, so it cannot be correct. So what can be the answer? It would have been B and C, since B gives you minus tau xy. Why minus tau xy here? Because here minus is there, so here plus, so you'll get minus. So what is the answer, guys? What is the answer for this? So is it tough question? Is it tough? Is it tough? No, it's again a easy question. And let's do a poll. Sikha, you are saying B is the answer. Why? Why B is the answer? B cannot be the answer. B cannot be the answer. Okay. So Sheikh Hamid Ansari. Ansari, you are there in class? Okay. Okay. Let's publish the result. So what is the answer? C is the answer. C is the answer. Sikha, is it clear? Okay, you pressed. Okay, no issue. Okay, anyone has any concern here? Why C is the answer? Because this phi will give me these stresses. Using what condition? Sigma xx is dou square phi by dou y square. Sigma yy is equal to dou square phi upon dou x square, and tau xy is minus dou square phi upon dou x dou y. These three we have written, from Airy stress function. Okay, these conditions were given by Airy stress function. So let's look into next problem. Yeah, so this is another simple and good question. Read it, what it says. The Airy stress function phi alpha x square plus beta xy plus gamma y square for a thin square panel of size L by L automatically satisfies compatibility if the panel is subjected to uniform tensile stress sigma naught on all four edges. The traction boundary conditions are satisfied by. Now you can see here they told there is a square panel. Okay, and it is subjected on all four sides only uniform tensile stress. This is sigma naught, this is sigma naught, this is sigma naught, this is sigma naught. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now, since it is only subjected to tensile stress, so what is your tau? Here my shear stress is 0, right? What is your sigma xx here? Sigma naught. What is your sigma yy? Sigma naught. Now we know from Airy stress function. We know from Airy stress function what is my sigma xx? It is dou square phi by dou y square. What is sigma yy? Dou square phi by dou x square. What is your tau xy? Minus dou square upon dou x dou phi. Now check out for what value of alpha, beta, gamma this function gives me these values. Tell me, guys. What will be beta? First of all, what should be beta here? What should be beta? It should be 0. Why it should be 0? Because tau xy is 0. If I use this equation, I will get tau xy equal to minus beta. But here it is 0. So my beta is 0. Now in which case your beta is 0? In my case A and B. So your C cannot be answer, D cannot be the answer. Now look next. What is your sigma xx? Sigma naught. So sigma xx is sigma naught, right? So if I use this equation, my sigma xx how much will come? Sigma xx will come 2 gamma. And what is sigma yy will come? It will come 2 alpha. Now both are sigma naught and sigma naught. So what is alpha? Sigma naught by 2. What is gamma? Sigma naught by 2. So what is the answer? What is the answer? A is the answer. Why A is the answer? We got sigma xx is 2 gamma, sigma yy is 2 alpha, but basically sigma xx is sigma naught and sigma yy is sigma naught. So my alpha is sigma naught by 2 and my gamma is also sigma naught by 2. Okay, from here and from here equate, so I'll get alpha is equal to sigma naught by 2 and gamma is sigma naught by 2, and beta we have already told my beta is 0 from here and here. So what is the answer? What is the answer? Let's do poll. Okay, so everyone agree with this answer? So our answer is A. Let's move to next problem. So this is one of the good problem. Okay, so here the concept of your beam is also involved. Read the problem. So that we have not covered, but I will tell. Okay, the beam concept we have not covered yet. So what it is given, the thin rectangular plate has dimensions L, B, T. It develops a stress field corresponding to an applied bending moment M as shown in the figure. A valid Airy stress function is. A valid Airy stress function is. Now guys, it is subjected to a pure bending moment. It is subjected to a pure bending moment. Okay, it is subjected to a pure bending moment. So what is your bending stress, guys? What is your bending stress? My sigma x will be what? 6m upon 6m upon, it will be what? It is the cross section is T. So it is what is the cross section here? If you guys look, T is the width, B is the depth. So it will be what? TB square. How I got this? How I got? I know it is m upon y. Sorry, sigma is what? M upon I into y. What is I? I is here TBQ by 12. What is my y? B by 2. So from here I'll get this. Sigma x is 6m by TB square. Everyone agree? for my pure bending. This is my bending stress. This is my bending stress. And we know from Airy stress function, your sigma x is what? My sigma x is what? My sigma x is dou square phi upon dou y square. Or instead of substituting y, I can write it as what? I can write it as 12m upon TB cube into y also. This is at what? This is here. You know, this is at what? Your extreme point. What I want in variable form. Okay, I want in variable form. This is what the maximum value. Okay, it will be maximum at what? It will be maximum at your furthest aft point from what? Neutral axis. So it is on here and here. But what actually we want sigma x, which is a function of y. So it is what? 12m upon TB cube into y. So that means if you see your variation of bending stress, it is like this. Okay, it is like clear. Now tell me which option gives me this. We know this is what? Dou square phi upon dou y square. So which is the correct answer? If you take A, you will get sigma x 0 because it is differentiated with respect to y. If you take B, you will get this. If you take B option, what you will get? 6m, then again 12m. So you'll get 12m y upon TB cube. This cannot be the correct answer, and this is also not correct. So what is the answer? C. How someone told C can be correct answer? How C can be correct? C cannot be correct because why C cannot be? C will give me sigma x equal to 12m upon. Very good. This is the interesting. This is very interesting. But what it will do? It will give sigma y also. What it will do? It will give sigma y also. But what is sigma y for uniform bending about your cross sectional axis, which is what? Your cross section here, it will be y and z. Okay, so that means you cannot have sigma y for pure bending. Your pure bending sigma y is 0, but if you use C, you'll get how much? You'll get 12m x upon TB cube. It should be 0, but here it is non-zero. So C cannot be the answer. Even for any beam problem, even if it is not non-uniform bending, your bending stress is only about x-axis. You cannot have normal stress either in y or z direction. You cannot have normal stress for beam problem in y and z direction. It is only normal stress in x direction as per Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. Okay, sigma x alone non-zero normal stress. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. Your bending, either it can be z axis, whatever this m is given, actually it is mz, or your bending can be about y axis. If you apply my also, there will be one additional term in sigma x. What will be term? The additional term will be this. It cannot be y. It has to be sigma x. So it will have another term here, okay, which will be 12m, and here z will come. So 12m upon, and inertia will change. So it will be bt cube. Okay, then it is what? A complex bending. A complex bending means your mz and my both are non-zero. So anyway, that we will discuss, when we go to beam theory. So is it clear? What is the answer? What is the answer? B is the correct answer. So let's do the poll. Okay. Okay. So Sikha, Amritraj, be quick. What is the answer? B. Okay. So let's publish the poll. Yeah. So majority of the Janta says B is the answer. So B is the answer. B is the answer. Okay. So what I did, everyone, is it clear? I just wrote what is my bending stress. It is m upon I into y. What is your I? I is here. It is TBQ by 12. Now many people will write it was BTQ by 12, but you have to see your cross section. B is here width, depth, T is the width. Okay, so substitute here. It is 12m upon TB cube into y, and B is the my option, which give me sigma x and sigma y. Here it should be 0. Tau xy is also 0 because it's a pure bending. Clear? Why shear stress? It's a pure bending. Abhilash, it's a pure bending, so no shear stress. Non-uniform bending, or if you have shear forces, then you will have shear stress. Okay, clear? So let's look into next question, and I think that is the last question. It's a very good question. So read it. What it says: a cantilever beam is subjected to a parabolic distribution of shear traction at the right edge, while the top and bottom surfaces are traction free. To solve this problem, following Airy stress function is proposed. Phi equal to C1xy plus C2xy cube plus C3 x square y square plus C4 x cube y. This is an admissible Airy stress function that would satisfy biharmonic equation as well as boundary condition if and only if and only if. How it can be solved? Anyone has any trick? What is given here? Tau xy minus lambda. What is given here? Tau xy. Anyone? How we can solve? It is minus lambda plus lambda into y by d whole square. Anyone? How we can solve this problem? And from Airy stress function, right? Tau xy is what? Minus dou square phi by dou x dou y. So find out from Airy's stress function what your tau xy is coming. Minus c1, then plus 3 c2 y square, then 4 c3 xy, and then 3 c4 x square. Am I correct? Am I correct? Am I correct? Now what we have to do, this should be equal to this, right? This should be equal to this, right? Now here, what is my constant term? What is my constant term? C1 is minus lambda. What is C2 term? What is C2 term here? What is your C2 term here? See, multiplication of y square term is there, but there is no xy term and there is no x square term here. So what, tell me, what is C3 and C4, guys? What is C3 and C4? 0, because here in tau xy I can see there is no x square term and there is no xy term. So my C3 is equal to 0, C4 is equal to 0. And what is your 3C2 here? My 3C2 is equal to lambda by d square. So what is C2? C2 will be equal to lambda by 3 d square. And here minus sign is there. Sorry, this minus became plus, right? So yeah, I think it is fine. So what is the answer? What is the answer? B is the answer. Because in D, C2 is negative, but here is C2 is positive. And here also we see my C2 is positive and your C1 is negative. So my C1 is minus lambda. Yes, Nitya?
So C1 should be plus lambda.
No, C1 is minus
So you
lambda.
have minus C1 is equal to minus lambda.
Okay, yeah, you know, you are correct. You are correct.
So and
Because here it is,
also
one moment, let me check. Okay, let me check. Because here minus sign is there, right? So here I missed everywhere this
yes,
minus
sir.
sign.
Should be option D, sir, then.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. So throughout minus sign is there. So minus C1 is equal to minus lambda. So C1 is plus lambda. Thanks, Nitya. And here 3C2 is what? Minus 3C2 is what? Lambda by d square. So C2 is minus lambda by 3d square. So this kind of silly mistake happens, guys. Please, guys, be aware. What mistake I was doing here? I wrote minus sign, but in equation I missed it. Okay, in equation I was missing. So my C1 is lambda, C2 is minus lambda by 3d square, C3 is 0, C4 is 0. So what is the answer? It is not then. Yes, it is D is the answer. We were doing silly mistake, guys, in hurry. We were knowing everything, but still we were doing mistake. So this is the shortest way to solve this problem. There are many long cut to solve this problem, but we will follow this approach. This approach. Write tau xy in terms of phi and then compare, variable term. What is the variable? Constant y square term, xy term, and x square term. But we know the variation is given by this equation, and here xy term and x square term is not present, means your constants are 0. Only you have constant term and y square term. So the answer is D. So again I can write here, what is my given tau xy? It is minus lambda 1 minus y by d whole square. So it is minus lambda plus lambda y by d whole square, and we know tau xy is what? Minus dou square phi by dou x dou y from Airy stress function, and then here Airy stress function is given, so it will be minus c1 minus c2 3c2 y square minus 4 c3xy minus 3c4 x square. And in this equation your xy and x square term is 0 plus 0, so your c3 is 0, c4 is 0. Your constant term is what? Minus lambda, so c1 is lambda, and your y square term is what? Minus 3c2 is equal to lambda by d square. From here my c2 is minus lambda by 3d square. So my answer is D. Okay, so done. Sikha, what is your answer? You are there in class, right? Okay, so done. So D is the answer. I think it is done from my side. So thank you guys. Thank you all.